buzzed to death, didn't he?
Yeah, and then all this rumour went round. If you got stung by like 6 wasps, it's enough to kill you.
Probably would kill you because you're small, so the sting will be more potent. Welcome. We are Neil,
Luke and Dave.
340-somethings reminiscing on the runners and riders of 90s guitar music.
We look at the bands who soundtracked our youth on both sides of the pond and interview some of our heroes from the bands that defined a generation.
You'll hear about the good, the bad and the ugly of 90s guitar music.
This podcast is Stupid and Contagious. Hello and welcome to episode 25. That's a quarter of a way to 100. Episode 25 of the Stupid and Contagious podcast. Wang number 5. A delayed wang. We were supposed to do this wang last week, but obviously we slotted old Rick from Shed 7 in. It's gone down well. Got some new followers, which is nice. So happy days. Feel free to say something at any point, or I could just chat to myself for the next hour. So we're well on the way to becoming the most listened to podcast in the world.
Yeah. How was that being measured? I mean, it probably is if we narrow it down to categories, right? Most listened to 90s guitar music podcast featuring 3 people.
Not even then, I don't think.
In different countries.
3 people who went to Seaford Ed.
Probably even then, we're probably not. I don't know, man. There's probably a couple of people out there doing better than us. They're probably doing like a fucking Robot Wars podcast or something like that, right?
But there is a really successful YouTuber, I think, from Seaford Ed. Theo Bake, yeah, he does football podcasts and
really?
YouTube. Yeah.
How many years above or below is he then? To us?
I think it's about 10 years below us. So I think he almost made it as a footballer, but got injured and then did this instead.
Cool.
Oh, fucking hell. There you go.
Does he wear a jerkin though?
Hey, where is he jerkin?
That's it. We're the most #1 jerkin wearing podcast.
That's it.
I don't know, man. Like Steve Bannon, he wears kind of jerkin like things, doesn't he? He wears 2 shirts always, and he sometimes wears like a jerking thing, I think.
Why would you wear 2 shirts?
That's his thing.
One is a sweat catcher.
Yeah.
Can't double collar, can you?
You can if you're Steve Bannon.
Can't double hood either. I hate that. I can't do it. So anyway, last week's episode went down well. Like I said, we've got some new listeners, which is good. It's growing nicely. So thank you. Let's just keep going, sharing it with your mates. So if you are watching this, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, leave us a comment below. And if you're listening, review, rate, do all that sort of stuff. It all helps us get this podcast out to new listeners. So this week's Wang, it's just films, right? Just 90s films. But they've got to be like music related.
So we've got the idea because I talked about singles the other week. Also, This is when we were off mic. Neil did this quote from Human Traffic.
Nice one, brother. Neither of you got it, did you?
And neither of us got it. So, yeah.
They made me think that I was an idiot. Like, obviously no one knows that. But I posted something from Human Traffic in the group and someone quoted that back in the comments section. So, up yours, motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, you were right. So we thought we'd do a music-related 90s movies wang, but not documentaries.
Obviously, every film's got music in, so we can't just do every film.
Yeah.
So it's got to have some sort of, link to music or a soundtrack that's important. Yeah. Let's crack on then, shall we? I'm going to kick off 1990. We had Cry Baby.
Oh, man, that's on my list. I haven't got a long list and that's on it. I love Cry Baby. The soundtrack is all kind of 50s stuff because it's set in the 50s, but it's got Iggy Pop in it, man. What more do you want? That's as rock and roll as it gets.
Yeah, man. It's good. I remember all the girls that we used to hang around with loved that film because it was obviously Johnny Depp.
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake's in it. That's right. Yeah, she's in it. So also in 1990, we had the release of Days of Thunder. And I'm going to, because of the Maria McKee song, I'm putting that in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was a global hit. It's a good song.
I don't know, man, but I mean, the links.
I said it's tenuous.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
then
them
we're
are
going
more
to
tenuous than
1,000
others.
films.
No, I haven't got that many. It's all right.
All right.
1990, we also had Pump Up the Volume, which is a great
Oh, was that
film
1990?
about the pirate radio station. It's a brilliant film.
Yeah. And he's got some great tunes in there. He plays the Descendants track.
Yeah.
Really fast one. I can't remember the name of it. Der Wiener Schnitzel. That's Der Wiener Schnitzel. I think that's the name of the track. Camper Van Beethoven. He plays in that. It's great. Loads of good music.
Can you remember the name of his character that he when he's on the radio?
Happy Harry Hardon.
Yeah, that's it.
It is. Well done. Dave really wanted to say that, and you nicked it out of his hat.
Sorry,
I'm
man.
glad I didn't have to say it.
How can you forget?
Yeah, it's fucking great, that film.
I found an American couple of guys, a bit like you two, I suppose, in America doing films, and they had an episode on Pump Up the Volume.
Right.
How they like us.
Two guys doing a podcast
with very limited knowledge of their subject. Yeah.
No, they knew a lot.
Right, so they're not like us.
I just sort of give it a plug because I thought I've just found it randomly. It was good.
What's the name of the podcast?
What is it?
Film Shake.
Film Shake.
Film Shake.
Right.
And they're doing 90s films. We're doing 90s bands.
Christian Slater was so fucking cool at that time, right?
He was good. But the film's really good. I remember it. I think we all watched it together around Joe's house.
Yeah, that's when I watched it.
Yeah. One of our first sort of hanging out with girls and stuff. I think that was.
Two more from 1990 I want to mention. One, first Young Guns 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, how did I miss that one?
Bon Jovi. Was it just John Bon Jovi by himself?
Yes, it was.
It was. I think it might have
It
been
was
right.
in between Bon Jovi albums. Yeah, it was. It was when he was getting his new hair sorted. It was in between.
Blaze of Glory, man! What a tune!
And what a film!
And all the girls liked Balthazar Getty, didn't they? He was the young lad.
Go on. What's the famous quote from that film, Dave?
Can't remember.
Luke.
Regulators. Is that it?
No, that's not it. No, you who will make you famous.
Yeah. I use that a lot. Oh, and one more. Very music related. The first House Party.
Oh, yeah, good one, yeah.
Kid and Play. Oh, good man, film. That's one of the greatest trilogies ever made, man. House Party 2, Pajama Jammy. I don't know when it came out, but that was even better.
You little bastard.
Name a better trilogy. You can't, can you? All right, go on in. Move on. 91.
Okay. So In Bed with Madonna. Dave brought this up the other week, didn't you?
What's his name's in it? Robin Hood. And she's rude about him behind his back.
Who? Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Neil Collins.
Right.
Neil Costner. Yeah, so that was out. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's good, that.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm not a big Madonna sort of fan, really. But also in that year, we had The Doors, which is probably one of the best.
Oh, good one. I didn't even think of The Doors.
Best biographical films ever written.
Oh, it's a big one for us, wasn't it, The Doors?
Yeah, it was huge. And right at the right time, we were teenagers looking for our identity and music to listen to. You love The Doors anyway. I never got into The Doors, but I love that film.
Yeah, still listen to The Doors. Yeah.
I think when people think of The Doors, now they just think of Val Kilmer in The Doors because he was more Jim Morrison than Jim Morrison.
Yeah, that's right.
He was very good in that.
Why do you like it so much, Dave? You claimed it's one of your favourite films.
Just the feeling of it, and
what does that mean?
When he's doing all the acid in the desert and stuff.
Oh,
yeah, cool. Man, the Lizard King.
I just thought it was very cool at the time.
You're probably off your head, weren't you, when you're watching it?
Hey.
No comment on that. No comment. But Oliver Stone, he's a bit of a hero as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that time, man, he was super cool, right?
Are we calling them movies or films? Let's get this straight because that really annoys me. You said movies. You've been Americanized without even realizing.
I probably have a bit, to be fair.
It's films. Or if you're in America, it's movies. But Boys in the Hood, 1991.
Oh, it's on my list as well. Yeah.
That's a great film as well, isn't it?
Ice Cube, brilliant.
Yeah, he's good in that, isn't he? I like it when they're all sitting there with their bottles in the paper bags.
Yeah, it's a really powerful film, man. It's great.
Yeah, because it's got Lawrence Fishburne in it, hasn't it?
Do you think long ago some of his ancestors just like burnt a fish once by accident? And everyone kind of really ripped the piss out of him, and the name stuck. It's just over a fire.
I don't know.
Caveman. You know, like your Lighthouse family thing, right? And we take the piss out of you for the next 30 years. That's probably what happened. He just burnt a fish by mistake, and it just stuck forever, and it's got passed down for the generations.
Or whenever he cooked fish, he was notorious for burning them.
I'd like to think it just happened once, and it just stuck with him, and he couldn't get rid of it. It gets passed down.
like when people get that nickname and it just sticks with them throughout their whole.
Yeah, I'd like to think that's how it happened.
Yeah. Commitments. I fucking hate it. I hate it, but it was
that 91? Why do you hate Commitments, man?
Oh, it's just shit, isn't it? It's so shit. I hate it. I just hate that sort of music. I hate it.
Right.
Makes you feel ill.
Mate, I'm sure a lot of the listeners will like the Commitment.
I know. I know. It's subjective, isn't it? Music is.
Commitments, it's a band, isn't it?
It's like...
Yeah.
And it's about the band.
Sweaty blokes singing.
Yeah, he had a bit of a career, didn't he, after that?
Anyway, I just didn't... It's not my thing. But it was a big film. It was a big film. There's no doubt about it. My Girl was also out in 1991.
Oh, wow. Well, we went to the cinema to watch that, didn't we?
We did, and we went ice skating afterwards.
That's really innocent.
We didn't go ice skating.
What?
We did not go ice skating.
Yes, we fucking did. I remember it vividly.
That rink closed down in the 80s.
No, the one in Brighton?
Yeah.
I think it was me and Chloe or someone got told off for holding hands around the ice rink.
The only time I bunked off school, I went ice skating at that rink in Brighton. So it's definitely didn't close down in the 80s. And that was in the sixth form. That's the only time I bunked off.
It's not the only time you bunked off, because you bunked off once with me, and we didn't go ice skating.
Where'd you go?
I'm glad we didn't. That would have been weird.
Would if you've been holding hands?
Nothing wrong with a couple of blokes going ice skating together. What's wrong with you? When did we bunk off?
I think it was sports day, and that's why Neil didn't, because he was in it. He was actually in an event.
800 metres champion at the time.
I mean, champion stretching it, but yeah, go on, Dave.
Well, because I remember that, because that was the first time I smoked.
Right.
Can you get trouble for bunking off now?
Wow.
I don't see why not.
Can they backdate it?
Do you remember your first cigarette?
Yeah, it was then.
Was it a Berkeley Blue?
Silk cut.
Was it a silk cut? It would have been. I was on the silk cut then.
Slut. I don't know.
Yeah. I held out quite a long time, but
you did, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, because with the silk cut, you could lick the things and stick it together to get a better hit, couldn't you?
Yeah, it had little holes in the filter.
Yeah, so you could lick those and push the filter together to get a hit of a full strength cig.
So it's less filtered, you mean?
Bit pointless though, doing that, isn't it?
Yeah, just buy a stronger cigarette.
Yeah, silk cut was never enough of a hit for me. Didn't touch the sides. Yeah, My Girl. Obviously, that song was a big hit in 1991.
Yeah.
But good film, though. Good film.
Sad.
Coming of age film, isn't it? He fucking got stung, didn't he? He got stung to death.
Stung to death. Made me terrified of Wasp, man. I still am. I'm still scared of him. I think it's from that film.
He got fucking buzzed to death, didn't he?
Yeah, and then all this rumour went round. If you got stung by like 6 wasps, it's enough to kill you. And I was like, really? And I believed it.
Probably would kill you because you're small, so the sting will be more potent.
Yeah. Do you remember that gave me a fear of them? And then I finally got over my fear. So, well, remember that summer I was working for your dad, Neil, as a gardener.
Oh, yeah.
During that summer, because there were so many wasps around, you can't avoid them. So I got over my fear until the very end of the summer. I was mowing outside this old people's home, and a wasp went into my collar, into the shoulder, and stung me right on the shoulder. And it was fucking agony, man. It hurt like worse than I'd remembered, and it made me scared all over again. I'm still scared of them.
Can I tell you my wasp story?
Come on, Dave. Tell us your wasp story.
Well, when I was living in London with a friend, we had a wasp nest above the bathroom. Yeah, but we're just too lazy to do anything about it. And every morning it was just full of wasps in the bathroom.
And you just had a bath in there with wasps flying around.
No, it was above the bath.
Bathed in wasps.
Mm.
No, I didn't bathe in them, but they were in there, and I was stung at least once a day. No, that's exaggerated. Once a week.
Why didn't you
get rid of it? Call the landlord.
Eventually we did. You know what you're like when you're young. People are just lazy. They can't be bothered to do anything. So they were just there for weeks.
It's something else to fucking consume, isn't it? Some fucking wasp venom.
What that means?
I think it's implying that I'm using wasp venom as an illicit substance.
Oh, right. Sure.
Yeah. So Robin Hood came out that year as well.
Oh, so glad you mentioned it.
Oh, there we go. It's one of yours.
Like when we were planning this, you said I wasn't allowed Robin Hood.
Oh, well, I've mentioned it now, so go ahead. I don't think we said that anyway. Don't make out like we're trying to ban you from talking about Robin Hood.
Well, because the link was too tenuous, so I thought it was out of bounds.
Well, this one had to be in it, didn't it? Because it had the record-breaking song, didn't it? So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm.
That song was everywhere, wasn't it, for a long fucking time? 1992 is a good year, actually. Wayne's World, obviously.
That's on mine at least. Yeah.
Oh, good one. Yeah, I didn't think of Wayne's World.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Have you seen it recently? It's good. I watched it last year. It was really funny. Let's go into it. So you got Queen. Let's understand Chili Peppers, Jimi Hendrix, of course, Foxy Lady, and you got Tia Carrera doing the Ballroom Blitz the suite, which was just great.
There's a lot of sort of iconic moments in that film, isn't it? Yeah, the Foxy with the jukebox bit.
Yeah.
There's the bit in the car to Queen, and
but did it spring from like a TV skit?
Yeah, from Saturday Night Live.
But also in that year, we had Free Jack, and I've just put it in there because it's got Mick Jagger in it.
That's right, and Emilio Estevez. Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
Emilio Estevez is all over this, right? He's in Young Guns too. Yeah. Free Jack is bad, isn't it? Did we go to the cinema to watch it?
Yeah. It's a terrible film, and it's some of the worst acting ever in any. But that's what makes it so good. Mick Jagger's terrible. And then I've got a couple that I have to mention, but I hate them, so we don't need to talk about it.
Don't
really.
do it.
Well, Sister Act was 1992.
I mean, it's got music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very music orientated. But Lottie did really, really like that film. So, Dave, I bet you like Sister Act, don't you?
Never seen it.
I like Sister Act.
I really like Whoopi Goldberg. I like, but I haven't seen Sister Act.
I think it's a lot of people like it.
There's a hamburger shop in Tokyo called Whoopi Goldburger.
Reservoir Dogs was out in 1992.
What's the big song from that? Stuck in the Middle with You, I guess.
It's one of those films that everyone sort of bought the soundtrack CD, didn't they? Because it was one of those, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cool though. It was cool.
I fainted in the cinema.
Why? Because of the ear.
No, it was the scene at the start when he's in the car with all the blood. I just don't like. I'm not very good with blood.
And you fainted.
When did you come to?
In the aisle. I collapsed.
That's like a joke. People fainting at like a gruesome film.
Oh, mate, my son fainted after he was bitten by his hamster. It was terrifying. Rinsing his finger in the bathroom, and suddenly his face just went really weird and he just fell over.
Yeah, that's what I did. in the middle of the eye.
From the sight of blood.
I didn't realise what had happened for a while. I just thought he'd dropped down dead.
We head on to 1993 then, shall we? Menace to Society was out in 1993.
What's that?
Don't know.
Well, there were a lot of kind of hip-hop based films around at this time, right? Like Spike Lee was in his golden period. Do the Right Thing was 89, and then Boys in the Hood 91. So yeah, all of these kind of films were going on. They were good. Then there was the parody, wasn't there? Don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood. Did you see that?
I get it.
Yeah, that was a
it
parody.
shit?
No, it's good. It's good. It's funny.
That's all I got for 93, unless anyone else has got anything else.
No.
Well, there weren't any films, were there?
No,
Complete
nothing.
dead year.
Carry on. Oh, wait. Judgment Night.
Oh, was that 93?
Possibly the greatest soundtrack
There you go.
of the 90s in terms of films, right?
But it's supposed to be a really shit film. I've never seen it. No one's ever watched the film.
But again, Emilio Estevez is popping up again. Young Guns 2, Free Jack.
Judgment Night's one of those things where everyone loves the soundtrack, but no one's ever watched the film.
But they basically paired like indie alternative acts with like hip hop dudes, right? De La Soul and Teenage Fan Club. Fatal, I don't know who Fatal is. Fatal and Therapy. Yeah, some great stuff here. Del the Funk of Homo Sapien and Dinosaur Jr., Ice-T and Slayer, Booyah Tribe and Faith No More. And it's a great album, right?
But also in 94 was Backbeat, the Stu Sutcliffe story.
Which
Oh,
was good one,
was
yeah.
that long ago? That's a really good film.
Yeah, we went to see that at the cinema.
And if it weren't for that film, that lyric wouldn't have been in Wonderwall, would it? He wouldn't have thought of it.
Backbeat, the word is
You
on the
think so?
street.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He just copied the title of that film, didn't he? So that just wouldn't have been in his head when he was writing that song.
I can't remember who was the actor who played Stu Sutcliffe. I can't remember.
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, it was Stephen Dorff, yeah. Also in 1994, The Crow was out. That had the soundtrack to that was pretty big, wasn't it? Like everyone.
Yeah. Go on then. Who was on the soundtrack?
9 Inch Nails.
The Cure were on there. I think Iggy Pop might have been on there.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a good soundtrack.
I watched that recently.
It's
and
good,
was
isn't it?
quite disappointed by it.
Oh.
I liked it at the time, but you watch it.
Are the effects really shit?
The effects pretty shit. It's dated.
The hand where it seals up looks terrible. That's the bit that he died in, you know? That scene.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
didn't
I
he
know.
die? Didn't
Yeah.
Brandon Lee die on that film?
Yeah, it's that scene where
Yeah.
he shoots him through the hand is where he dies. You've got Crow's t-shirt on.
I was going to say, I like the band Crow. Yeah.
Black Crows. Like the fucking Black
Shout out to
Crows.
Crows.
Counting Crows.
Oh, it says counting
He
on the
does.
back. It's
Luke
Crows
loves
and
August. August and Everything After is one of his favourite albums. It's always
one of
going on
my favourite contemporary bands. Crows are, so shout out to those lads.
There you go.
Surely 94,
Natural Born Killers.
best film ever. Not that.
Natural Born. Well, what then?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah, Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Well, let's talk about Natural Born Killers. So again, that was like the film everyone you had to see, right? You had to see it. It was
It's
like
really, it was
Yeah.
banned, wasn't it? It's banned, so it
yeah,
became
it
like
felt
a buzz
dangerous,
film.
didn't it? It felt
Yeah, I went to see that at the cinema
Illicit,
3
man.
times, I think. And then I bought it off. I
Man.
bought it on VHS of some dodgy geezer in London. That's true. It's a
It
great
was good
film.
though, wasn't it?
Great film.
yeah,
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is brilliant in it.
yeah, yeah.
It's a really good film. I love it.
So Trent Reznor did the music. Well, not the music, like score, like he does. He was responsible for compiling it.
Yeah, he was. He did that, and but there are some 9 Inch Nails tracks in there as well. It's good.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the kind of one of the only scenes I still remember is the one with the L7 shit list in it, and there.
Yeah, shit. That's right.
Oh man, it just works so well in that scene where they just start killing.
That's
people.
where they
It's just
shoot.
so
They
good.
go mad in the American diner, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I
Isn't
think
it?
so.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh,
But it's got
great
Dr. Dre,
film.
James Addiction, loads of good stuff on that soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Pulp Fiction, around a similar time, I guess.
But yeah, again, the soundtrack, like Reservoir Dogs, it doesn't have any contemporary songs on it that I can think
No,
of.
but that was his thing, wasn't it? Well, it still is.
Yeah.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Was
think
his
that was
thing,
not
but
sure
they
about,
weren't set. They were set in the day they were filmed, right?
Yeah, but he always had like cool music from like the 60s and 70s, right?
Yeah.
But there was a kind of a weird feel for Pulp Fiction where you don't really know when it is. You know, there's nothing telling you it's in the past, but
No.
it doesn't
No, I know
really
what you
feel
mean, yeah.
like.
It's a good film. I prefer that to Reservoir Dogs, I think. John Travolta's brilliant in it, I think.
It's got amazing songs on it though. Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield on there, right? Let's Stay Together,
Yeah.
Al Green.
But
Who
he must
did
be the master of using the songs as well.
he kind of revolutionised the sort of soundtrack, really, didn't he? He really sort of became part of the films.
Yeah, Chuck Berry, You Never Can Tell. I was trying to remember who did the cover of Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. It was Urge Overkill.
Urge
man,
Overkill,
that was
yeah.
great, right? He really made a big difference to how music was used in films, wasn't it? After that, everyone wanted to be like Tarantino and, just do like really cool shit with music and films,
Yeah, soundtracks weren't like a massive thing before that, I don't think. Obviously every film has a soundtrack, but it really became the integral part of the film.
Yeah, and there was much more of a bigger connection between bands and films, weren't there, after that? Loads of kind of films got like contemporary, like alternative bands and stuff on their soundtracks after that, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure about Tarantino myself. I think he's a bit of a dick sometimes, but...
Oh, yeah, of course he's a dick, but,
Yeah.
I think he's quite... I watched this documentary. I think he's quite... Like, they never really deviate from his ideas. He's got very sort of...
Yeah.
That's what I want to do, and that's what we're doing.
And he also has, like, super, like, even if, like, you're just, like, you're standing in the background looking... He's written, like, a whole backstory for, like, every single person that's appearing in the frame. And,
his attention to detail is like crazy.
Yeah. And that was the start of kind of putting dialogue front and center in films, right? The idea that you're just talking about something that's got absolutely nothing to do with, moving the story forward or anything like that. It's just like cool shit to say. He kind of started that as well, which is cool, right?
Anything else in 1994?
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
I was going to say we're a bit American heavy, so bring it on. Was that 94?
I'm only bringing that up because it also had that 15 or 16 week number one.
Love Is All Around.
Oh, right.
Right to bring it up.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right to bring it up. Yeah, it was a big film. And that song was, it's bigger than Bryan Adams, wasn't it?
I don't think it broke his record, but
I think it did.
I think it was 15 weeks, not 60. Bryan had 60.
I think it was 18.
I'm sure the story is that they pulled it off the shelves after they'd broken the record. They took it off the shelves. So that was it. They couldn't.
Really?
Why would they do that?
To be cool? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a shit song, though, isn't it? It's really shit.
It's awful. It's awful.
It was all right
so
for the first 2 weeks.
I mean, Bryan Adams, it was an all right song. I didn't mind it. It was a bit grating after a while, but it was a good song. But that wet one, it's just shit.
Love Is All Around.
It's just shit.
It's not good. It's not good.
1995, Dangerous Minds.
Oh, Coolio.
God rest his soul.
Gangster's Paradise.
I haven't seen that, but is it good?
It's shit. Of course it's terrible.
No, it's not as good.
What are you talking
I disagree
about?
with you on that one. Gritty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so gritty. The white savior fucking bollocks narrative.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Hey, that white woman's going to really turn those black kids' life around. It's just fucking almost offensive. It's nonsense. I do like the song though.
Gangster's Paradise, a great song.
95, Clueless. Have you seen it? Have you seen Clueless?
I haven't seen it.
You'd like it. I promise you'd like it. It's really good. Teen movie based on the book Emma by Jane Austen.
Yeah. It's got Alicia Silverstone in it.
And I was thinking, I'm a bit of a perv for liking her, but actually she's the same age as us.
Why can't you like her?
Well, she's like a high school girl in this film. At the time, she's our age. She wasn't playing a high school. I mean, she wasn't that age. She was older. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Stop being weird.
It's got a cracking soundtrack.
Yeah, that's the point. I mean, that was when I was watching that, and then I heard Change by the Lightning Seeds. I was really excited.
Yeah.
Because we'd seen the Lightning Seeds, hadn't we, in Brighton? And then they're in this Hollywood film. Thought it was really exciting to hear.
Also on the Clueless soundtrack, you've got Supergrass. All right, you've got Radiohead, Fake Plastic Trees. You've got Cracker. You've got the Beastie Boys. It's an amazing
Cracker,
soundtrack.
Low.
Yeah.
No, it's not Low. It's a different song. Counting Crows, your favourite, are on there.
I don't mind. I like Counting Crows. I do like them.
I like Counting Crows. They're brilliant.
I might edit your T-shirt to say Counting Crows.
I couldn't. That'd be the most embarrassing thing if people thought I was wearing a Counting Crows T-shirt. Never live that down.
Anything else for 1995?
Yes, Empire Records. Have you seen it?
I did see it when I was looking up, but I hadn't seen it, so I didn't put it in.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's about this like independent record shop that's about to be bought up by like a big chain store. And it's like the whole film is like the final day, basically. And they're trying to save it from being bought. It's really good. It's got Gin Blossoms on the soundtrack. Evan Dando is on there. Edwin Collins. It's great.
I unashamedly love Gin Blossoms. I think they're fucking great.
There you go.
Love it. That Jealousy's probably one of my favourite songs of all time.
It's not. That's not the song that's on it, but yeah, it's a great film.
They had a lot of hits. They had
at least two.
Yeah. They're still going.
Are they? Fucking hell.
Yeah, so 96, Brassed Off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shit, isn't it?
Oh, it's really good. I bet Dave likes it.
Problem I've got with it is it's a bit like The Commitments. All of these British sort of music films, they're all kind of the same, aren't they?
All right. Underdogs.
Working class coal miners or whatever.
Brassed Off is great.
Is it?
So is it like the Full Monty, but with brass?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They all are. Was that Ewan McGregor?
Yeah. Looks a bit like Dave, doesn't he?
I'll take that, mate.
He'll take that, yeah. Well, leads me on to Trainspotting, 1996, Trainspotting, one of the 90s films.
One of the defining films of our generation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the poster in my room.
Everyone did.
Oh, that poster.
Every student.
That poster.
It came with a CD, I think.
It's got to be one of the most used posters in student halls in 1996. It's got to
I wonder who designed it.
Oh, they look great, don't they? They look really good. And the soundtrack was so successful, they released a second volume.
It's a great film, but the music it introduced me to Underworld. I didn't really know much about them before, but
I don't think I did. Yeah.
Born Slippy.
Yeah, I was well into that.
Fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't even know how you write a song like that. Most songs are formulaic or to a degree. But how do you fucking write something like Born Slippy?
Yeah.
It's so original, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think they said they regretted it, didn't they? The kind of the lager. Everyone thought they were like, too much.
Yeah, I guess that is the bit everyone sings, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the song's much more than that. It's
I
a
think
really intelligent song.
It's a parody of that, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good.
The Atomic cover.
Yeah,
is it Sleeper? Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Mile End's one of their best, I think. That's so good.
Oh, it's just the perfect film for all those songs to slot into, wasn't it?
I think it's almost as good as Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
the film.
With that.
Yeah, it's got that same sort of weird quality that you can't quite be sure it's set now.
Yeah.
But it was set in the 80s, wasn't it?
It was, but it was never really said that it was.
No.
But it was.
Right. It was like that time. It's like drugs are changing and people are starting taking ecstasy and stuff. So you can okay. So we're probably like something like that, right?
But yeah.
That fucking scene with the baby, man. That fucking horrible.
Oh, fucking hell! Why do you have to say that, man? I was enjoying myself. You should bring that down.
Well, when it's crawling on the ceiling.
Yeah. Well, and the dead one as well. There's There's a lot of taboo subjects in the film, wasn't there? Was it a pro-drug or a anti-drug film?
It's just a drug film. Isn't it?
Yeah. It was great though, and it really did. It did kind of put the debate around drugs front and center, didn't it? It was had a big cultural impact.
Have you read the book?
No, I haven't read it. I don't read books.
It's one of the easiest books you could ever read. And it's not like the film.
Is it written in Scots? Like I've read other stuff of and it's written in Scots vernacular, and it takes a while to get into the rhythm of it, right?
Yeah, it does. But you do, obviously, you get into that. But it's quite different plot-wise, but the same feel. The film captured the feel of the book, I thought,
1996, anyone else? 1996.
It's a brief mention, but Romeo and Juliet, just for the Cardigans.
Yeah, I was going to say
that. That's fucking brilliant. Is that 96? a cool film. The way it's done, the style of
Yeah.
the styling of it, I thought it was really, really well done. It was great.
Yeah, and all the music's modern, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
The Wanna Dies was on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Good soundtrack. Didn't it have? I had Dove's Cry on it, didn't it? With that choir
yeah.
singing. Bloody good that was.
Yeah. But the Cardigans' Loveful was a big one from it, right?
Yeah, that's it. I watched a documentary this week that someone recommended in the group, and it was a documentary on the Swedish indie scene of the 90s. Have you seen? Were you aware of it, Luke?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I obviously I heard the Wanna Dies and the Cardigans, but I didn't realise there was a whole scene going on that they came, and I didn't realise that the scene was huge in Japan. Apparently, like all these Swedish bands became really big in Japan. Popsicles or something like they're called Popsicles, or there's a few others, but it's a really good documentary. It's definitely worth a watch. Can't remember what it's called now. I had Kent on it. Remember Kent?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
They're like the Swedish Oasis, man.
They always sung in Swedish, and then they did 2 albums where they sung in English. They did try the 2 in English, and they thought it's not worth they're still bigger in Sweden, do you know what I mean? So it just wasn't worth the effort.
Yeah, their gig in Stockholm was massive. Like
they're
thousands.
huge, aren't they? Yeah. 97, we had Spice World, which I fucking love that film.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Again, we went to see it together, didn't we?
I remember Barry Humphries was in it. He was some media mogul.
No, that was, what's his name? That was Richard E. Grant, no?
No, Barry Humphries was.
It was Richard E. Grant was the baddie. Barry Humphries might well have been in it, but he wasn't the main baddie.
A good film, though, right?
Yeah, it's a great, like, British comedy caper, right?
And yeah, obviously Spice Girls, huge at the time. Full Monty, 97. Can leave your hat
the big
on.
What was the big
soundtrack,
song?
didn't it?
You can leave
Come
your
up and
hat
see
on.
me, make me smile.
Leave
Big
your
Harley.
hat on.
Yeah.
Leave
your hat on. Of course. Sorry.
It's kind of reinvigorated Tom Jones' career, unfortunately.
Right. I bet you hate working class people, so you don't like it, right?
I didn't.
Neil.
I never said that. I said, but it's just very formulaic. British films are like that, aren't they? Especially from that period.
I think at the time when it was released in America, like when you went into the cinema, they gave you a sheet with like translations on it because Americans couldn't understand like the British English in it.
It's all right, isn't it? It's an all right film.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's pretty good.
Anything else from 97?
Wow. Titanic was 97, but there's
Oh,
no
was
music
it?
link, is there?
Oh, you're fucking hell, yeah, of course.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Celine. It's not really a guitar music, though, is it?
Celine Dion walked into a bar. Barman says, "Why the long face?"
That's really mean.
Carry on.
That's
carry
body
on.
shaming.
I apologise, Celine.
But it is Celine Dion, so it's all right. I don't mind that song. It's a good song.
Fuck
Heart
off.
Will Go On.
What do you mean? Apologise immediately. It's ridiculous. It's a
Sorry.
horrible song. Forgive him. Go on.
98, Armageddon.
I'm getting out of here.
No, don't want to miss a thing, isn't it?
It's a joke.
Yeah, we know. And we know it is
Make
a
me
joke.
repeat
but
it.
what did you want us to do?
Laugh hysterically and roll around on the floor, clutching your sides.
Should I try it again?
Yeah.
No.
Go on. No, go on.
Armageddon.
I'm getting out of here. I'm Australian on that one for no reason.
I think it was better in Australian.
I think it was.
Yeah.
What's the song though?
Don't want to miss a thing.
Oh, Aerosmith. Right.
It's a huge.
That's a great
It's a
song.
massive song.
It's a good song.
The film's shit, though, isn't it?
Is that the one with
It's
which
rubbish.
I always get? There was 2 that were exactly the same.
Yeah,
but
the other
different
one
names,
is
weren't they?
better, in my opinion, because you see more carnage from the meteor hitting.
Deep
Which
Impact,
one's got
isn't
Bruce
it?
Willis in it?
Yeah, Deep Impact.
Right.
That's it. Which one's
Armageddon's
got
with Bruce. Armageddon.
Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck.
That was on the other day. I couldn't.
Exactly the same films, aren't they? Very much.
No, but Deep Impact is more about the apocalyptic feeling on the Earth. But Armageddon is more about the mission to destroy the meteor.
Right.
That's right.
America saving the world.
But Deep Impact, you see this wave shooting over America and destroying it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Hey, come on, we might have some American listeners.
Mate, we've
No,
talked
no,
about almost exclusively American films and music and praised it, man. We're all right.
Balance.
Yeah, it's balance. Got to balance, man. That's it.
Yeah. I've got Velvet Goldmine.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Mm.
Glam rock. Not a great film.
And The Wedding Singer.
Mm.
I like The Wedding
What's the
Singer.
music link? Yeah, I mean, it's a good
Well,
film.
it's got music in it, and
It's got the word singer in it.
It's got the word singing.
Yeah.
I don't think that counts, man.
And then I found a really random one that I'd never heard of. It's called Still Crazy, and it's a British film. And it's got Billy Connolly and Jimmy Nail in it.
Yeah, they're like escaped convicts, right?
I don't know. I mean,
No, that's
Have you
Nuns
seen
on
it?
the Run.
That's probably called
Hate
Train.
Nuns on the Run.
That is
I
good.
fucking hate Nuns on
That
the
is a
Run.
good film.
It is not.
It is.
You dirty
It's not.
bastard.
I love it.
The whole joke is that there's a man is dressed as a woman. That's the whole joke. It's ridiculous. There's nothing
What
funny
more
about
do you want?
it. Something more than that. Jimmy Nail was a bona fide pop star, right?
You don't want nobody
Ain't no doubt
else.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. 1999, Man on the Moon.
Oh, what's that like? I haven't seen that.
The
Is that
Andy
Jim
Kaufman
Carrey?
story.
one. Yeah, but it's
Mm.
Yeah.
Man of the Moon, isn't it? That's,
And it's
that
got the
song.
REM song. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Man
a really
on the
good film.
Moon.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, did you watch that documentary on how he became the character? Oh, I don't know about
Yeah,
that. Playing
yeah.
that to the cameras, I think, more than anything. He didn't actually become the character, did he? That's
It's just been a
bullshit.
dick.
Yeah, that's what. Did you get that as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, he's not. He's not him. Do you know what I mean? I hate all that shit. Of course, he's not.
This sounds intriguing, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, when he was making that film, it was a big. They've made a documentary about how he actually became Andy Cole.
The documentary is called Jim and Andy, by the way.
Yeah.
Ah.
And so in between the takes and that, he was just act like Andy Kaufman. He was a really eccentric bloke. But it just gave him an excuse to be a dick.
I'm just pissed everyone
Yeah,
off.
you could
Obviously
imagine him
wasn't
doing
actually him.
Yeah.
I hate all that shit. I know there's method acting and that, and it's, I respect all that. But yeah, you don't become someone, do you?
That's what method acting is, isn't it?
Yeah, but in between. I don't know. I just
Anyway,
think a
it's a
lot
good
of
song.
It's just bullshit.
The main thing is it's a great song.
Man on the Moon's a good song, yeah.
Don't like it.
What do you mean?
Man on the Moon.
You like Nuns on the Run now?
So, yeah.
I guarantee, Neil, you would like Nuns on the Run.
Maybe I'll have it. Give it a go. To close off the decade, I've got Human Traffic.
Neil?
Nice one, brother.
So, I hadn't seen it, but when you talked about it, so
What?
this week I watched it
Yeah.
because I'd never
great,
seen
It's
it.
not good, is it?
It's brilliant.
It was not what I was expecting at all. I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I liked the
Oh,
music,
good.
especially. I liked little cameos. Carl Cox was in there. Howard Marks.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
You don't like it, Dave?
Well, I have seen it. I remember very little, but just thinking, oh, this is trying to be Train Spotting and it's rubbish. But
Yeah,
maybe I didn't I
Yeah.
didn't give it a chance. And also that Danny Dyer character. It's just the kind of person I hate. Like
all right.
like the guy
Yeah.
like the guy in the
Okay.
restaurant with Vanilla Ice from Jesus Jones. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
It's the same person.
He's not. He's just a nice geezer. It's not his fault.
It's
Just a-
he
really
doesn't like
annoying
Dave.
kind of
Doesn't like
person.
geezers,
Chappy.
does he?
No,
I don't
he
like
doesn't.
geezers.
He don't like geezers.
But he's, yeah.
He don't.
No, I liked it. And the music was great.
Sorry to any geezers listening.
Yeah, I don't think they are the same person. I don't think they are. They just, he's just a geezer. I understand what you mean about the guy in the restaurant, but Danny Dyer, he's safe as houses. Sweet as a nut.
I'll have to watch it because I just watched a clip from it when he was being that geezer.
Yeah, no. He's a nice bloke in it. It's good.
I think the way they showed people on speed and stuff is just really accurate. It's brilliant.
And
And
nightclub
all looking
scenes.
in the mirrors and stuff.
So, Fatboy Slim, Orbital, Death in Vegas, Armand Van Helden, Jackknife Lee. Loads of good stuff in there, man.
Yeah, it's good.
But I just wanted to rib Neil about that the film was about a night out in Cardiff.
One day we'll tell the story. I'm still getting home for it. It's still traumatized.
It's too soon, man.
Anyway, just give me some time.
Sorry. Yeah.
Give me some time. Come on then, Dave. What else you got on your fucking list?
On my list, we've covered them all.
So what are you complaining
What
about?
are you fucking moaning about then?
Yeah, but I didn't know we were going through the whole decade, year by year.
Why does it matter?
Well, I wanted to. I would have picked out something from '99.
Why didn't you just pick out something from '99 anyway?
I can't remember what was in '99 now.
Well, then it's not on your list. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, does it?
All right. But before we finish, I've got two that I want to talk about.
He just wanted the last word.
No, just a couple of recommendations that people might not know. Basically.
All right, yeah, no, nice.
But they're kind of
You're saying everyone's not cool as you. Everyone's ignorant.
So from '94, Half Cocked. So my guy, Ian Svenonius, one of my dream guests. He was in Makeup.
Fucking always going on about Ian Svenonius. Is he the Fugazi guy?
So no, he's in the Makeup and Nathan Ulysses. And it's a really good. It's like loads of like really like underground American indie bands are in it, basically like Slant Six and Polvo and all these people that a lot of people don't know, but they're kind of super kind of indie Americans. And it's a really cool story. It's about this these like friends, and they steal like a band's van, and then they kind of go on the road and pretend to be like an underground indie band, just using the gear that they've stolen. And so at the start they're really shit, and then the more they play, the better they get. And it's just a really fun kind of underground indie
it sounds
film.
quite fun.
Yeah, it's great.
It sounds good.
And Ian's one of my favourite people in the world, so it's really good. And the second one I want to recommend from '99. I've even got the DVD.
What is it?
Look at that.
Can't see it.
Wild Zero. It's a film with Japanese film with Guitar Wolf in it.
Sounds awful.
Oh man, it's so good.
Who's Guitar Wolf?
Guitar Wolf, Japan's #1 jet rock and roll band. Come on, I've worn the Guitar Wolf T-shirt a couple of times, dude.
I like it. Guitar Wolf.
Yeah. So basically, there's zombies. There's like Guitar Wolf's #1 fan. He's called Ace. Basically, zombies attack, and he has to battle them. And then UFOs come as well and try to destroy Mount Fuji. And Guitar Wolf have to save the world using only the power of the electric guitar and rock and roll.
It does sound good, to be fair.
It's so good. It's so
is
good.
Is there a film in that concept? A whole film?
Yeah, man. Rock and roller versus zombie. Rock and roller versus zombie. That's it, man. One of my favourite bands. Great film, '99. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Wild Zero.
I have got one, but then I looked up the date and it wasn't 90s, it was 2000.
Okay.
But worth a mention. High Fidelity.
Oh, man.
John
High
Cusack.
Fidelity.
It's really good. Jack Black's in it.
Cusack. Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Quite an Anglophile soundtrack. Well, it's based on the British book, isn't it? But set in America.
Have you read it?
I've read it, yeah.
What do you reckon's better, the book or the film?
I'd say they're even.
Kids from Fame had a song called High Fidelity.
They did. I had the 7-inch of that. I love that. High Fidelity.
Go on, sing it.
Hi. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
High Fidelity.
That's it.
Really, when I was a kid, I really liked that song. I don't know why. Like,
So did I.
That's
why I mentioned it.
Good one, man. Oh, again, just missed out on the 90s, 2000, Almost Famous. Cameron Crowe's story of a 70s music journalist. They got like a fake band and all of that. That was really good.
Yeah, it's good. Is that the one with the young lad?
On tour yeah, and it's based on his own story, basically. So, yeah.
Is it a true story?
Started working for Rolling Stone when he was like 16 or something like that. Yeah. That's really good.
Cameron Crowe did singles as well, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
That's it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just our little rundown of the 90s films with music in. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment underneath. Let us know if you've got any films that you remember from the 90s where you love the soundtrack, blah, blah, blah. Start a conversation. Let's have a chat. If you're listening, then please do rate and review the podcast so that other people can find it, and tell all your mates. Word of mouth is the best way for people to really find us. So we'd really appreciate it if you shared it with your friends, share it on your Facebook pages and all that sort of stuff. Luke, be a good one, this mixtape. It'd be like a soundtrack of the soundtracks, wouldn't it?
There we go. I'm looking forward to it. I'm already mentally compiling it in my brain. So, yeah.
That'd be a
looking
good
forward to
one,
making
yeah.
it.
Tune in next week. Normal services will resume. We'll have an interview on with someone nice. So tune in next week for that one. That's it for this one. Dave?
See you in a minute.